Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today is another cheap versus expensive. Cheap being here for about $9 or $10 a bottle, and expensive being about 50 for 250 mils. Now, obviously, $9 versus 90 thing again works out. It's by volume, so if you're to times this by 2, you'd get roughly the size of this. And this is about $9 to $10 for a bottle here in Canada. So that's what we're looking at today. We are looking at Turtle Wax's Express Shine Carnauba, and we're going to run it up the gamut, comparing it to the new version of Seal and Shine, which is very popular, the new version of Ultimate Quick Wax, the new Sonex ceramic spray coating, which is doing really well in some of the other videos, a graphene infused product being the Adams graphene ceramic spray coating, and then finally rounding it off with the two expensive boys, Envy's Nova Jet and Nova Luster. Now, each of these obviously has their own claim to fame. You know, Seal and Shine's being chemical resistance, Nova Jet is being super hydrophobic, Sonex, as you're seeing, it's being quite real world durable. There's a lot of factors. The Sonex is the biggest bottle here at 750 mils for about 25 Canadian. This guy's 710 and it's about 14. You see this for about 14, it's your regular 16 ounces. Graphene ceramic spray coating is about $50. You can see all the shmoo in the bottom there. And it is 355 mils, so 12 fluid ounce, so you don't get quite as much. You use it sparingly, but you don't get quite as much. So yeah, we're going to run these through the chemical resistance. We're going to look at gloss and fill, and everything's going to be blind, so you don't let that price tag sway your opinion. But anyway, moving on. So as I said earlier, we're starting off with the gloss here. Panels are labeled 1 through 7 because we have 7 products. So we got 7 sections. You'll see along here is the control. Ignore the little bits of overspray. Tried to be tidy, but obviously I missed some spots. And then your competitors are out here. So we're going to punch this in, have a gander, and see what we do. So competitor number 1, which is going to be competitor number 1 in the Hydrophobics. Let's go. So control right here. So I did a bit of darkening, but a bit of filling, but not too much. So it's okay. Nothing big. You know, in the naked eye, it looks okay, but it's the others. There's other products here which are substantially better. So moving on. Number 2. Oh, yes. That is more like it. It's a lot richer, a lot of jetting, as they'd say. That's the darkening, that's the black being restored. That's jetting for you. Looks good. Moving on. Competitor number 3. Very good. Lots of filling and lots of jetting. Looks very good. Okay. Moving on to the next panel. Okay, moving on. We have product number 4. In this spot here, just because of the angle of the panels, they have to go that way and then that way. No big deal. We'll all live. So, moving on, the control sections are in the back here, and the competitors are along here. So, punching in. Number 4. Not bad. Reasonable jet, reasonable amount of fill. Remember, there's no polishing here. This is just an LSP application, and all these are sprays, so they're all fairly quick to get around. So number 4 is not looking too shabby. Number 5, that's quite a lot of darkening there. Focus. It's not bad. In person, just looking at it here. Number 4 and number 5 are pretty even keeled, to be honest with you, between the two. Alright, let's move it on to number 6. That's also really, really good. That's a lot of jetting on this one. Focus. A lot of jetting. And in person it looks better than the other two as well. All right. And last but not least, number 7. Pretty good. A lot of jetting too. I mean, I'm looking at these through the camera and not, and they've cured for a week, so all the gloss that they're going to get's there now. But yeah, number 7 looking okay. So a lot of decent products here. I think maybe number 1 and 2 on the previous panel would be the outliers here, but everything else did a decent job. So it's good to know that a spray-on product can have this much of a boost to your looks there without having to actually break out a polisher. But anyway, let's get into the hydrophobics. Okay, everybody. So for hydrophobics, it's pretty straightforward. We're going to film everything how they look initially. Then we are going to give them a hit of regular wash soap. This is the 3D stuff. pH neutral. Use about half an ounce to 2.5 gallons here, so it's fairly concentrated. And then we will work our way into all-purpose cleaner, and probably do 1 or 2 hits depending on how the results look. I'm not going to do more than 2 hits. It's a waste of time and water. And just see how they handle that. So, but yeah, without further ado. Okay, so initial waterpaper is done. We're going to move on to the regular wash using the 3D Nano Pale soap with a detail factory brush. And we're going to see how they hold up after just one wash. Okay, so we'll check with the flood setting first. A little bit of a slowdown there. A little bit of a slowdown there. All right, moving on. Okay, everything's soaked up. Time to rinse it off. Let's see, number 3. Doing good. Number 4. Doing good. Five and 6 look about the same as they were before. And 7. Needs to be about the same. So let's step over to APC now and see how that looks. Okay, we're stepping up to the all-purpose cleaner, which is Meguiar's APC mix 10:1. Okay, let's check out what remains after 2 hits of APC. A little splotchy, but still there. Yeah, it's a little splotchy as well there. Oh, same. Okay, let's check out the rest. Okay, so this is the second hit of APC. So we're gonna rinse this off now, see how it looks. See if it's any worse than before. Okay, we'll start with the flood, and then we'll go to the mist setting. 3's looking good. 4's also looking good. 5 really slowed down there. Number 6. Slowed down, but not as bad as 5. 7 slowed down, but it's, again, better than 6. So 3 and 4 here are probably leading the pack. So let's check the mist setting. Perfect. 4. Also very good. It's hard to say between the two of these. I want to give it to 3, but they, whoopsie doodle, they could be identical. It's pretty much flooding. 6 is trying. It's got some strong spots and some weak spots. And 7's doing, it's still very much there. But anyway, I'm gonna go mop the floor and then we'll do the conclusion. Okay, so what did we learn today besides the fact that I have more waxes than I know what to do with? Well, we learned that a $9 wax and a $90 wax could potentially look different from each other. And we're going to go through the numbers now. So try and remember back to what you saw, but I'm trying to remember myself. First product, number one on the panels was Adam's Graphene Spray Coating. So at $50, it had decent-ish chemical resistance. It slowed down after the second APC hit, but it wasn't completely wiped out. It had probably one of the worst gloss performances in my test. Now, yes, I'm using it to fill in swirly panels, and ideally you wouldn't put products on swirly panels, but if you had to, I wouldn't choose this. So, there's that. Contestant number 2 was Mr. $90 guy, or $90 per 16 ounces, I guess you could say. This is the Nova Luster, which is designed for filling, and it's supposed to last 6 months. It was reasonably hydrophobic, and it stayed that way after the APC hits, although it wasn't as strong as Jet, per se. But it is a pretty good overall product, and it has a lot of filling. So it did good there. But, you know, it's $90 for 16 ounces. Moving on to that. After that, number 3 was Sonax Ceramic Spray Coating. And this is one of the most chemically resistant products here. It did a really good job filling. It has great hydrophobics. It's the biggest bottle. And it was easy to use and apply, and you can buy it anywhere. $25. Not too shabby. It stood up there with some of the best in the hydrophobics and the chemical resistance. I mean, I haven't told you which one's Jet yet, but it was one of the best. So, speaking of which, number 4, Nova Jet. Hey, there you go. I couldn't tell between the two who was more hydrophobic, but yeah, as far as gloss and fill, as I look down at the panels, I'm gonna say this Sonax guy did way better than Jet. So, hydrophobics, chemical resistance, gloss and fill. You can pay about $40-ish for, was it $39 Canadian for the 250 mil, where you can pay $25 for 750. It's a pretty easy decision on my part. I don't know about you, but yes, the Nova products are very good, but that Sonax guy is, for its cost, it's a no-brainer. Number 5 was McGuire's. Not very chemical resistant. It had okay hydrophobics, but it wasn't the best. I've had this perform pretty good in the past. Maybe it wasn't shaken well enough, but overall, it's not a very long-lasting product. It's not designed to get pounded with chemicals and stay around. But it did an okay job at gloss and fill. It did darken it a bit, but you know, it's a $14 bottle, and you get 709 milliliters of product. What do you can't ask for too much there. So that's that guy. Number 6 was the $9 guy, Express Shine Carnauba Cleaner. It did okay in the hydrophobics. It was a little bit stronger than this guy. It did okay in the gloss and fill. And yeah, for $9, it's not that bad of a deal. They say there's like abrasives in here for removing scratches. I didn't witness that, but I didn't feel that. I don't see that. I don't know how much of that removal and filling is polishing or if it's filling. But I wouldn't buy this based on the fact that it has abrasives in it. So, but for $9, it's a fine product. And what's going to let you down on this type of product is the bottle and trigger. Like, it's a nice trigger and it works well, but I've had some of the Turtle Wax green bottle triggers absolutely kerplode the first time I used them. So that's something to pay attention to. And in that bombshell, Seal and Shine, new version, was number 7. So this is about $14 Canadian Places online, especially in the States, sell it for way less than that. But that guy there is known for its chemical resistance and did okay, but it got bested by, these guys here easily. So, at least in my test. It did an okay job with the gloss and fill. It's quite slick. It's fairly hydrophobic. Now, the new version is more hydrophobic than the previous version. And I personally think that it's an okay product for $14. You could do way worse. Obviously, these are synthetic benchmarks, chemical resistance and stuff in a lab, in a garage, not going outside. So more testing is needed for this guy. I still have my bottle of the original Seal and Shine, so I might do a durability test between the two. But we'll see. But that's it for this one. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.